Good morning, babies, and welcome to Simply Stacy, where the joy of the Lord is our strength. Well, today we're still on the topic about marriage and God's plan for marriage. And we're going to be coming from Ephesians 5:21 and 33. And I want to say right offhand that marriage is a miracle. It's two people becoming one. And the plan that God has for marriage is it is a representation of God and his bride, which is the church. And few marriages are a representation of that. That's why God says, husbands, love your wife as Christ loves the church, and wives, submit to your husband, just like the church has to submit to God. But many people want to get married. Many people want to be married. Then on the other hand, you got other people that don't want to be married. But I want to talk to the ones that want to be married and you want to do it God's way. This is God's way. You see so many books and so many magazines and different topics out here. How to get a man, how to keep a man, what to do after you done had him a long time, how to spice it up and all this stuff. The Bible has all those answers in there for you. And if you do it God's way, you don't have to go get a magazine off the rack, or you don't have to go get books and read and what to do. A lot of people don't know who they are. They don't know their worth. This is a big issue for women. So a lot of women are trying to find out identity in the man that they get. You know, a lot of women find out identity in their careers that they have. And a lot of this has to do with, we came out of Adam's side. We came out of him. We was the rib that came out of his side. So you're always trying to reconnect to something to find your identity with. Women have a big issue with this. You constantly want to connect with something to find your identity. But you have to connect with God. That's how you're going to find your identity and your worth, by connecting with God. And once you connect with God, he'll connect you with your man, your Adam, your Boaz, your husband, whatever you want to call it. But that's the issue. Women are always trying to find that piece to connect to find their identity. But the missing piece is God. Submit to God. Connect to God. He's your creator. He knows who he created you to be. He knows your value. He knows your worth. So get in the word. Seek God. Submit to God. Connect to him. And then he'll connect you to who you need to be connected to. That is your husband, that he has chosen for you. Women try to find our identity in all kinds of things because they're trying to reconnect to something. Women get a bad rap out here wanting husbands and stuff, even in the church. But God ordained marriage. When he created Eve, what did he say? He had in thought and intention in mind when he said, it's not good for man to be alone. Adam was alone. So he put Eve down here to be with Adam. So he has an Adam for you. Eve, he has an Adam for you. No matter what popular demand says, he has an Adam for you. There's not a shortage. God will prepare Adam for you, just like he's preparing you, Eve, for Adam. God loves us. He desires for us to have joy and peace and happiness. That's why he wants you to submit to him and connect with him in relationship. God is a relationship God. That's why the enemy fights relationships. It don't want the manifestation of love on this earth because it represents God and the church, his bride. When people see the love that you have in your relationship, people will want that. It's an illustration of God. They'll want God because they'll want what they see between you and your husband and your family. But ladies, I want you to know your worth. Know who you are. So many women don't. So many young ladies don't. So many older women don't. Get caught up in all types of situations. All types of things that just bring life out of you. God said, guard your heart. Proverbs 4:23 say, guard your heart because the issues of life come out of it. So many people are not guarding their heart, even men. And as you get older, it drains you. That's why these relationships drain you. It's life coming out of you. It's life in the blood. So you need to guard your heart. Guard your heart. And lean not to your own understanding. Seek God. Get in your word. Understand his plan and his purpose for marriage. And his plan and purpose for your marriage. And your Adam. And your Eve. Well, babies, I love you, and so does God. Know that God's plan for marriage is that you are to be a representation of God and the church, which is his bride. And you want to be a good illustration of that. Because few people are. So get it in your mind that when you do get your husband and you do get your wife, or if you already are married, that you want to be a representation of God. Well, babies, I love you, and so does God. Guard your heart. Guard your hearts, babies. Guard it. And know the plans and purpose of God in marriage. Well, love you. Smooches.